Hello and welcome. Today we are taking a deep look at one of the most talked about developments in global current affairs, the ongoing Epstein files saga. Recently, the US Department of Justice released millions of pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender whose network and activities have raised serious questions about power, accountability, and transparency around the world. The story has triggered resignations, investigations, and debates in the multiple countries, making it a major global news event. The Epstein files are the result of a legal requirement called the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed by the US Congress in 2023. Under this law, the Department of Justice must publish records related to Epstein's activities and investigations. By late January 2026, the DOJ published about 3.5 million pages of material, including financial records, emails, videos, photos, and intelligence reports. These documents include raw evidence, statements from investigations and communications involving people connected to Epstein's organizations. The goal was to bring transparency to one of the most notorious criminal networks in recent history, but the release has also created massive public and political scrutiny. The newly released records have led to significant developments in multiple countries. Number 1. Slovakia. A senior Slovak government official resigned after mention of Epstein in documents raised questions about connections to political figures. This shows that the files are having real political consequences far beyond the US. Number 2. Norway. Police in Norway opened a criminal investigation into former Prime Minister Thorbjørn Jagland based on information in the files linked to alleged corruption and undisclosed visits tied to Epstein's network. Number 3. United Kingdom. The boss of a major lobbying firm, co-founded with former British politician Peter Mandelson, resigned after public scrutiny over business links to Epstein appeared in the documents. Number 4. Royal controversy. Controversy erupted in Britain after the name of Prince Andrew, Duke of York, previously associated with Epstein, showed up in the FBI files, prompting public questioning and protests. Number 5. American politics. The files mention interactions involving high-profile US figures such as Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Though these mentions do not imply crime on their part, only associations or communications. These developments show just how wide-ranging the impact of these records has become. The Epstein files contain a lot of information that can be misinterpreted without context. That is why the global discussion includes both allegations and defenses. Many critics have pointed out that the files include communications and logs showing contacts between Epstein and powerful individuals, raising questions about influence and accountability. However, commentators and legal experts emphasize that mere presence of a name or an email in a file does not prove guilt or illegal activity. All evidence must be corroborated and contextually validated. Some individuals named in the files have gone public to deny wrongdoing or clarify that any contact was limited, benign, or unrelated to criminal conduct. For example, skateboard legend Tony Hawk publicly denied a false social media claim linking his wedding to Epstein's private island, calling it misinformation. This tension between public curiosity, media headlines, and legal fact-finding is what makes the entire saga complicated. Soon after publishing the 3.5 million pages, the DOJ acknowledged an issue. Thousands of documents incorrectly identified victims or exposed private personal details. Because of this, parts of the archive were temporarily taken offline to prevent further harm. This highlights a critical challenge. While transparency is vital, it must be balanced with privacy protection, especially for victims of crime. The DOJ's corrective action reflects this balance, but also shows how complex it is to make millions of pages public without errors. Expert reactions and public debate have been strong and varied. Transparency advocates argue that releasing the files is essential for public trust and accountability, saying that powerful networks should not be hidden from scrutiny. Legal experts point out that without thorough analysis, raw documents can create misleading narratives, and that context, legal interpretation, and official procedures are necessary before drawing conclusions. Journalists and researchers are working through the massive files to identify patterns and connections. But many have warned that raw leaks are not finished investigations. They are starting points for deeper inquiry. On social media and global forums, ordinary users are also debating what the files means for ethics, justice, and institutional power. So why are the Epstein files such a big deal? They raise questions about power structures and influence, how wealthy and well-connected individuals operate within and around legal systems. They show the importance of transparency and public access to information. They remind us of the ethical duty to respect victims' privacy while pursuing justice. And they highlight that global cooperation from law enforcement to media is critical in tackling transnational crimes. The story connects strongly to issues in global governance, justice systems, media ethics, and public accountability. To summarize, the US Department of Justice has released over 3 million pages of Epstein-related files. The data has led to resignations, investigations, and public scrutiny in Slovakia, Norway, the United Kingdom, and beyond. There's an ongoing debate between allegations, denials, transparency, and privacy. Experts stress that context matters and that raw files alone cannot be definitive proof of wrongdoing. If this video helped you understand the latest Epstein file developments, please like and share. Comment below what next topic you want to be covered. Arambag Pathshala.